Good afternoon, good evening, everyone's. This is Crystal and Joe, and again, we are back with When Life Talks. Today, are we going to be talking about mental health? I'm not a psychologist, don't claim to be, don't want to be, but we are life experts, and we just come to have those difficult conversations that, make and help people and, just share the word and educate each other. Talk to us and we'll talk to you. Good evening, Miss Keisha. So let's get it started. I want to start it on a science aspect to kind of give people uh, a clear view of mental health as it comes with the body and the brain. So mental health comes from, it all starts in the mitochondria. So if you ever had science or biology coming up from school, y'all know mitochondria is the powerhouse of the cells. So when the mitochondria is dysfunctional, then that's when you start getting these mental illnesses. You start getting anxiety, depression, uh, not sleep apnea, epilepsy, different, just schizophrenic, there's different ones, and they all stem back to the mitochondria portion, your CB1 receptors, different stuff that starts in your body, in your brain. Good afternoon, Mr. Wiley. Greetings. So, yeah, I wanted to just touch on that aspect first so we can all have a clear view of what mental health, where it actually stems from or comes from. So, it's like once you get an understanding of mitochondria, then you can kind of connect all of the dots to the mental health puzzle. People can say, oh, well, why I feel this way? Why I feel anxiety? Why I feel depression? It all stems from like I always said, a chemical imbalance. So
Mhm.
so today I kind of really broke down and educated myself on it because I wanted to be politically correct when I deliver the information on today. So we're gonna talk about resources. We're gonna talk about how to improve your mental health. We're gonna talk about just mental health, as it's standing. We, everyone, y'all chime in too, get in the conversation. So, just to let y'all know, the information I'm going to be bringing to you is going to come from two or three different, doctors or whatever. Dr. Chris Palmer being one, and Dr. Seguru. Dr. Seguru, he's well known. Catch him on YouTube. He talks about manifestation. He talks about meditation. He talks about, just overall getting to know yourself on a physical and psychological level. So, if we want to go into the 5 tips of improving mental health, first it starts with the use of your body. Use your body. Get into exercise. Do stuff that you like. Get involved in the community. Don't just sit in a room and close yourself in the house and and don't get out and kind of involve yourself. Y'all got to think about it. When we was born, what they do? Put us in a box. The little plastic bin, right? When you got
Mhm.
older, you got a car. That's a box. You got your apartment, you got your house. Guess what? You in the box. And when you pass away, guess what? You gonna be in the box. So while we living, let's enjoy life. Let's live it up. So if I can give you some tips to help you to maintain your mental stability, I'm here for it. So like I said, the first one is use your body, get involved, right? The second one is connect with nature. Go on walks, take boat rides. Just get out and view the scenery. Because it's something about when you're out there, it's the overwhelming of peace and calmness. It allows you to actually, feel on the intimate level almost. Because you just one with nature. You was out there experiencing. You hearing the birds chirp. You hearing all the animals move. So that's another good one. Eat food that enhances your mental capability and stability. Honey is a good one. Honey is a psychological stability. It's a physical well being and helps your vitality. So when I say food, choose good foods. We have to think of our overall health, plant based, organic stuff, raw fruits and vegetables. Because a lot of times they tell us now you really don't supposed to be cooking your food. We're really supposed to be on fruits and raw vegetables, period. And so I could take you back to Dr. Chris Palmer where he said, and it's to be proven that a lot of mental health patients has been put on ketogenic diets. Those ketogenic diets helps you to be push you back in your normal state, normalcy. I'll say that. So with that, it's different stuff that you can try. Like I say, read into it. Yeah, I'm giving you the information, but I always say, look it up and research it for yourself. Try these. Like I say, eat clean, detox. Give yourself time for your body to do a reset. The other one, keep your colon clean. If you, it says when you wake up that 20 minutes after you wake up that you should have a bowel movement. Your colon should cleanse itself. All that comes into play with mental health. It's crazy. I didn't know that. I did a lot of research today, and I was like, "What? Cleaning your colon? I guess it's putting your body in resetting. It's cleaning you out, right? Cleaning you from the inside out." So I guess that kind of answer a lot of questions to people who have depression and anxiety. Different stuff is all in what we eat. And once you get your spiritual aspect, your emotional aspect, your psychology, physiology aspect, and your body for yourself, and you get in line with all that, then the other stuff will go away. And then they was also saying they don't want you to be so dependent on medication, because medication has all these side effects. You got some psychotic medication that will have you thinking suicide. You have some that will, have you, I was gonna stop. It's gonna, suppress your feelings, but you're gonna have diarrhea, or you might get cramps, or you might get cancer or something. So you have to watch the medicine that you are taking, because if you think about it, the medicine is only getting you to a baseline level. It's only taking you to a baseline. Go ahead, Mac. I know you want to jump in.
And like I say, and man, like I say, she said it best. We're not no psychologists, but we've been around some people and got some understanding. Understand you have some medicines that are uppers and some medicines that are downers. So that's going to throw your whole system off. If you're taking an upper and a downer, you're just going to be in almost a shell state of mind. So as Crystal said, as she quoted, we're not saying stop taking the medicine that they give you. But what I would say, know what you're putting inside your body. It's easy for somebody to say, hey, take this, take that, do your research. I mean, because you got to understand that at the end of the day, it's a business.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Everything is not meant to be put in thy body. Everything is not meant to be good for you. Just because I prescribe it to you, I'm basically making educated hypotheses that this is going to help you, and it could be doing more harm than good to you. And just to piggyback on something else she said, you have to come out of those places. You can't just be in that box. Like she said, studies say get out there and see nature. I would take it a step further. Open your blinds, get some fresh air in your home, do something where you got a ray of light, and just don't be in that dark place all day. Don't be in that place, that state of mind where it's just, oh, it's just another great day, just another dull moment. You got to sharpen yourself, because I really believe it starts with thyself. No matter what you're going through, everyone goes through something in life. You just have to find that pinnacle to get you out of that state where you at. And I'm gonna let her continue, but I'm here. I'm tuned in. Y'all crank up in a minute now. Y'all know me.
Right. And so, like Miss Thomas said, also have a good support team, even if it's one person. Most definitely you have to have a good support team. That support team is going to help you get through the roughest times. It's just going to be a listening ear So I definitely agree on that. And then too, check on people. You gotta be check on your people. Some people who are dealing with stuff in silence. You got to be persistent. You got to get on their nerves. You know, you got to be consistent. Hey, how you doing? What you doing? Oh, you okay? You all right? It's okay, cause guess what? They gonna eventually break, and they gonna open up, and they gonna let you in, and that's
And,
a lot.
and I
You
would
know
say,
you can say, yeah.
and I would say this too, because we was actually going to speak on this, but we went with the mental health route, but it ties into it.
Mhm.
Hey man, get up! Everything you see on social media is not the gospel. Some of y'all out here getting sucked in on social media. Well, is that the third? I'm gonna shape my life this way. Hey, that's whoever setting that day in. That works for them. It may not work for you.
Mhm.
And I think people have to be careful with that because that is your mental stability. I'm not gonna even get on what's my boy Mr. Derek Jackson. I'm gonna leave that alone. I'm gonna stay serious, but so many people were sucked into that, and boom, he got divorced. Now they going crazy. You've taken somebody that was on social media that gave you supposedly all the answers, and you believed everything he said. Now, when the stuff hit the fan, it's like
It was a
just
facade.
just guard your mentals.
Mhm.
Take care of your mentals, and be authentic to yourself.
Mhm. Yeah, and don't be. I will also say, don't be afraid to get help, to get counsel. You know, to talk to somebody, gain the necessary tools you need to be able to, get to a better space in life. To be able to say, you know what, this is what I'm dealing with. What can I do to be a better me? Not only for myself, but for my family, for my friends, my children, the people around me. Because I don't like to be in this state. I don't like to feel this way. I want to change this. So don't be afraid to get out there and get help. Get a counselor, but don't only get a counselor that fits you. Because you'll have some of those counselors, and I've been to one or two. I take advantage of EAP at work. I take advantage of it. I sure do. But you don't want to get stuck with somebody who, while you're sitting there pouring your heart out, they doing
Mm-hmm.
this.
Mm-hmm.
They got their head down writing. So what that tells me is you're not even focused on what I need you to focus on. Because for one, if I'm talking to you, I need you to talk back.
Mm-hmm.
And not only talk back, I want you to be at a level of understanding what I came for. You know what I'm saying? So if you understand me, now you know how to give me the tools to help me get to where I need to be. Tim Cross, social media stars most of my research thesis, yeah, these days, but it just starts it. Exactly. Yep. And that's very well true. Social media, you can get everything and gain everything from social media.
Oh
Some
yeah, but
people like going back to what Max said. And I've been a person of it. Oh, she got a bad body. Man, how she get that? And you follow them and you see they workout regimen. You see they taking all these supplements. They eating, going to spend $400 at the grocery store. And you're like, oh, I can do this. I can build myself like no.
that's
So
their
you
plan.
playing with you playing with your mind. Now you depressed because you looking like this. But you group, you know what I'm saying? You trying to base your figure off of that person's figure, but your body build, your DNA is not the same. Your genetics
Mm-hmm.
is not the same.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Nothing is the same. So what she taking, what she did is gonna be totally different than what you have to do. Your macros and micros and all that stuff and proteins and calories, that's gonna be totally different. Miss Keisha saying, when one knows in their heart that help is truly needed, the best thing they can do is seek help, no matter how many times they have to change provide. Most definitely, you want to get with somebody that you comfortable with, that's gonna give you the tools you need, that's gonna give you the energy that you can. Get up when you get up out of that chair, when you get off that Zoom or phone call with them, you saying, you know what, ooh, I could live to see another day. Well, you know what that person told me, it makes sense to me. I can do this. These are reasonable tools. You
But
know,
then, but to that point, it can also be because I heard a sermon last Sunday. Sometimes we get so busy with the chase.
mhm,
Which and when he broke it down into sections because what we do, we won't sit still for that moment. And I'm not going to get spiritual, but sometimes is that higher being, whatever you believe in, is telling us to sit still. And sometimes you have to sit still on it instead of running after that chase. And there's nothing wrong, Miss Tom, what you said. Like you have to, no matter how many times you change providers, but I will caution, like, don't be so quick to change providers. Be still in that moment to understand the purpose. Sit there for a minute, understand the purpose, and then if you still feel you need to change, by all means. But sometimes we as he say, we get on that chase and we be in that rush and we want that instant. And I need you to understand me right now. And we all do it in all facts of life. But sometimes we have to be patient. That's part of our mental stability too, our mental wellness. We get so wrapped in that. I need this instant gratification. I need everything instant. When it's
microwave.
microwave, when it's a moment of saying, you know what, something is telling me to slow down. Something is telling me to I need to sit back. Something is telling me that I need to pay attention. And we don't know it. We don't know it to be true because we want. I need you to hear me. I need you to understand me.
Mhm,
And it is something telling us sit still for a minute. Let's wave through this situation, and then we move forward. And like I say, it's nothing geared to anything or speaking against what you're saying. Absolutely, I know you're probably speaking from experience. There's been a challenge, but all I'm saying is, from a standpoint, is put a little more patience with it. Because it's easy to say, okay, they're not listening to me. They not listening to me. They not listening to me. They not listening to me. You 2 years down the line, and you got 8, 9, 10 providers you done been to. When on the backside, you had that one or two that was actually, where you needed to be, but we didn't. We was just that. I'm chasing something, and not to get off. Yeah, not to get off. So it's just that sermon relates to what we're talking about with this moment. We always trying to chase and jump out there and if it ain't working now, I need it now. And sometimes now it's not. Now is not when it's gonna happen for us. So absolutely, we're definitely listening and transparency of what you're saying. It just was that was on my heart because I just witnessed it last Sunday, and it was and
mhm,
it resonates because we do it. We get so in a rush, and we chasing and we chasing and we chasing. When it's a moment for us to really just sometimes sit still,
mhm.
find that place where you need to be,
I received that one.
and press forward. I ain't like y'all know I come from a line of preachers and stuff,
Yeah,
but I wasn't trying to go there, but it resonates because he actually talked about it, the mental, the suicide. He prayed suicide off folks. He said we got to change your mentals going into 2023. You gotta change your mentals. You gotta take care of yourself. So it just resonated to what we're talking about. Uh, and at the end of the show, I'll give y'all the link to it. I ain't trying to put it on you, but powerful sermon from a powerful man of God. And yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
right. So I'm kind of glad we talking about this today because strolling on social media today, and I'm pretty sure all of you guys watching probably seen that Twitch DJ Twitch
Mm-hmm.
Ellen DeGeneres DJ,
Mm-hmm.
and they was like, oh, at 40 he committed suicide. So I said, okay, I seen it, and I ended up getting off of Instagram, and then a couple of hours later, I jumped on the TikTok, and so strolling down. his videos popped up. And so I was like, let me click on it. And so as I clicked on it, all his videos was happy. Him and his wife making dance, TikToks, it was all life. So that goes to show you how people can present to you in this shape and form, but be dying on the inside. Be dying.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like people have learned to wear a mask, especially in our community. We will wear a mask and we won't, express what we really feeling. We can't go deep because a lot of people think, oh, well, if I tell it or if I say something, that's a sign of weakness.
Hey,
I ain't no man. I'm a punk. If I tell, be vulnerable and I express how I really feel. Or you have the people that is down inside, but they be having the best information. I can pour into you all day, speak life into you all day. But they can't turn around and be receptive and receive their own information that they putting out. So,
and you're absolutely right. When Miss Thomas say facts, never know what someone going through. Absolutely, absolutely. And like I say, just looking back, speaking on the situation, like I say, all the videos come out. He was always positive. Even last, yeah, I believe yesterday, just 24 hours ago, posted the video. Like you say, they go out there, but and sometimes we forget about the strong ones in the room,
mm-hmm.
the ones that's considered the strong ones. And I can use me as an example. I'm me. I believe in checking on my family. I believe in good evening, doing anything for my family, my close associates. That's who I am. I'm gonna check on you. If I'm genuine, I'm genuine. But at the same time, like I say, I took something from Wallow on the pivot. As black men, we talk not to cry.
Mm.
Talk about me for a minute, my mental health. So it's honestly and truthfully, ladies and gentlemen, I ain't cried since my grandma died in 2003.
Because they taught that, like, that's taking away your strength, your power. Like, a man is supposed to show emotions, but why not show them? Why not be able to express? Because guess what? You're going to get in a relationship with a woman. You're not going to know how to give her the proper love. You know what I'm saying? Because you're going to be hard all the time. But don't no woman want no hard man all the
Mm-hmm.
time. We want you to feel like you can be able to release, relax, and
Mm-hmm.
allow, us to be your peace in that moment.
Yeah,
So,
physical pain can affect absolutely. And like
most
I
of
say, I
the
mean,
time, Daniel.
when I listened to him, I mean, I took notes because 19 years, I done had kids, and hey, people always say, man, you wired different. I mean, that's my little running joke, man. I'm wired different, but far as that moment, that crying, like they say, laughter cleanses the soul. Sometimes you got to shed a tear, you know what I'm saying, to cleanse your soul. Man, I ain't cried. I ain't did that since 2003,
Mm.
March of 2003. And that's just the nature of the beast. Like I said, I grew up around some folks, man. That crying stuff didn't work for a male, and I think even with black males, being a black male, mental health is a serious matter
Yeah.
because we don't want to be frowned upon. Like you say, we know the stereotype, man. He being soft. You hear all the stuff come. We
Yeah.
know it's. I don't even have to dig into it. We know.
Yeah.
Oh, look
Miss
at
Miss
that.
Wiley
Oh,
said people have different mindset on handling mental health issues. Yep. They want to handle it in their own way. And sometimes their way is not, conducive. Sometimes their way is not um valuable to their situation. Miss Hester said, but it's unhealthy for men to hold it all in. They need to be able to show and embrace that humility. Yes, they do. Miss Keisha said, let's be transparent from my experience. Not all mental health stems from past childhood trauma, and that takes a lot out of you. Yep. So sometimes I smile and put on my poker face to ease the pain. Yeah, I most definitely agree. All of it does not stem from childhood. It can be from, like, we know we was in the military. It could come from PTA, our experiences going over to war. It could come from any value or different stuff. And then too, you have to realize everything don't hit you at a young age. Just some stuff can hit you in your adult life that just laid dormant all these years and just
Mhm.
decided to show its face. I have some childhood friends who I grew up with perfectly normal. But if you see them today, you would have never would have thought,
Abs-
because they suffer from mental health issues.
Absolutely.
And so that goes into, to say too, we just have to build a village. We have to be intrusive sometimes to to our friends and to people who are going through stuff, because we want to be able to say, hey, we are here for you. How can I help you? How can I be assistance? How can I be a resource? I'm a life coach, certified life coach. But in those instances, I cannot always dabble in that area. I'm only here to promote growth and change, right? So when people have other issues, I only can speak from a personal level, or from what God gives me to tell. Mr. Daniel said the mentally challenged are treated like three to five of human beings. But it was always crazy. I would say sometimes some people with mental illnesses have more sense than these us that we call ourselves normal. So in a certain sense, if we want to talk about people I work with people who are schizophrenic. I work with people who has Down syndrome. And so I was able to, sit back and observe. Just like I observed them, they was observing me. They was on a schedule. They knew their schedule. They knew, oh, you can't do this one, and say, stop talking about, he always say, stop talking about food, because he knew you can't eat all that food. You can't be, gluttony. You can't be greedy. So I was like, man, they have this mental illness, but they so intelligent and so smart. So that was made me more intrigued to, get to know them. And Delina said, I check on my people in the AM. Most definitely, I get a call every morning. Miss
That's
Hester,
what's up.
just everyday life trauma can build and build until that breaking point comes. I have been there. Yep, most definitely. Daniel said the mentally challenged are not treated. I meant like full human beings. Yep. And Jasmine said he was my favorite. Yep, Jazz. Yep, you remember you got a chance to meet him. So yeah, life trauma does build, because you got to think. You can come to a point in your life where the bills is piling up. You don't know how you gonna, keep your lights on. You don't know
Mhm.
how where rent gonna come from. Your job wanna lay you off. All these life things is piling and piling and piling, and so that in itself can take you in a frenzy. It could put you in a depressive state. You
And,
know.
and and we have to learn to not take on more than we can control.
Mhm.
Exactly what Crystal just said. Man, we start dibbling, dabbling, dabbling, dibbling. And before you know it, it becomes overwhelming.
Mhm.
So if you if you know, we're just gonna say the whole numbers. I like whole numbers. $2,000 is your threshold for the month where you can live comfortably, that you can do everything you need to do, and still have a little spare change. That means stay under that 2,000. That don't mean push the limit to 2,000, a dollar, 2,050. Stay at 2,000. That's part of your mental health. That's letting you understand where you are. You're gathering yourself. You're meeting yourself where you at, and it comes along with all facets, like she said. You take sometimes we take on responsibilities, or you have something that comes along. You have kids come along, and you have to understand that you have to take time out of what you was doing now to care for them.
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
that's what they call an added responsibility. Then on top of that, you may have a parent or a loved one you have to begin to take care of. That becomes another added responsibility. And as she said, before you know it, your plate is over. It's overflowing because you can't handle it all.
Right.
And don't be afraid to say no. I know we have a habit of yes, 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 yes. Sometimes you have to say no. I can't do it. Is not in my best interest right now.
Yeah.
I think people will respect you more for the honesty and the transparency of that instead of saying, come on, come on, come on. All right, we got this. No, no. What I'm saying, know your limits, set your boundaries. That plays a part in your mental well being.
Yeah, you just have to engineer yourself for well being. Exactly. Once you in line your body, your mind, your emotions, your energies, which is kind of hard for us to do. But once we align those four things, man, we our body and mind to be so leveled, it'll be so at peace. If you manage these well beings, you will produce a certain level of life for yourself.
Mr. Tolliver, we see you. We got you, brother.
Yeah, praying for
Definitely praying
praying
for
for
you.
you, Daniel. I know everything will be all right. But yeah, so then again, I just like I say, a lot of stuff comes from if we want to take it back to a science or a health thing, we know that a lot of stuff comes from illnesses come from mucus in the body.
Mm-hmm.
So when we do those things to remove the mucus from the body, and we say if we're gonna do these life changes, why not you know eat clean? Why not? Because I know it's hard. Sometimes it's hard for me. I get on and off track so many times.
But what the
But
first thing? What the first thing we start doing? I can't afford that.
you know what is crazy? It is. They make it so hard for us to afford. But then now you look at it, McDonald's meals $10, $10. So that's getting expensive too. So just all around, all the food expensive. But I always say do your research. I like to follow, Dr. CB. I like to follow another guy. If you ever heard of or not 19 Keys? He's on Earn Your Leisure. He always talks about a lot of different stuff dealing with mental health, uh, cleansing your soul, detoxing, meditations, all that good stuff. Because like I said, we're here to talk about mental health, and we want to be able to help whomever need it, whether it's resources, whether if it's a word of encouragement, whether it's saying, you know what, I don't need you to say nothing. I need you just to listen to me. I need to just download, and let all this out here. I don't need you to judge me. I need you to kind of say, hey, this is what I'm going through.
Mm-hmm. And don't be afraid to, like she said, let it out, swallow your pride, and be expressive of what you have going on. Express yourself. Someone, that's why we say someone within your circle should be that listening ear to listen.
Hmm.
A judgment free zone. I challenge you all, if you're out there, find someone that you can truly talk to. And it may not be a family member. A lot of times we like to say, oh, I don't want to talk to nobody but my family. Find someone, family, friend, that you can truly talk to put you in a space where you need to be in, because only you know the space you need to be in.
Hmm.
Nobody else can tell you, hey, you need to go over here and be on, you need to be in left field, when all along you know, no, I got left field covered. I need,
Exactly.
yeah, I need to be in center field. Yeah, absolutely, Mr. Wilder. This time of year right here, absolutely.
Yeah, because you got to think people deal with grief. Oh, I miss my mom. Oh, I miss my dad. It's around the holidays. You got, oh, I can't buy, they can't, buy Christmas gifts, or people house burning down this time of year. You have more fires. You have more suicidal deaths. You have a lot more, a lot of everything going on this time of year. So yes, keep your people close, keep them near and dear, and make sure you're checking on them. Your strongest one be the ones that's going through a lot. Seem like Keith said every morning, afternoon, and snack. My people are always available. Most definitely. We had those conversations throughout the day. Most definitely. I love our conversations and our talks because sometimes we can go deep with them, and we can have our opinions and come together, and it all makes, sense for each of us, whether we're here to listen. Like I always say, be quick to listen, but slow to respond.
Absolutely.
Yeah, because you may miss something. miss a important piece of what somebody's trying to tell you.
And understand, hey, no matter, excuse me, no matter the time of the night, time of the day, time of the morning, somebody call, pick up if you can pick up.
Hmm.
Like I say, I have a saying: simple words can change a person's perspective of the day, no matter what they're going through.
Yeah.
And a lot of time we get stuck on them. Well, I ain't think about what they saying. Oh man, no, I ain't. Man, just reach out to your people, check on your people, and don't be so quick to be so judgmental. Well, they ain't reached out to me, so I ain't saying nothing to them. Get out your feelings. If I had to say anything, get out your feelings. I mean, because it's serious, but it's not that serious. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
a
Just
simple, you just don't know how a simple hello, a simple how you doing today. Can or something, just a nice gesture, period, that can change that whole person's perspective. They could have been on their way walking to the bridge, driving to the bridge to jump off.
took the
But
words
because
out of
you
my
stopped and said, "Hey, how you doing? You have a good day," or you know, that could have changed they, oh man, she thought enough or he thought enough of me to, stop and conjugate with me. You know what? I live to see another day. Like I tell, and I'm one of those people. If you on my mind,
mouth. Mm-hmm.
I'm a call. I may call or I may
Mm-hmm.
send a text. Hey, just checking on you.
Mm-hmm.
Cross my mind, or some drop in my spirit. Hey, this dropped in my spirit. I feel the need, to tell you or whatever. It's all, you never know what people, going through in life. You got some people that's, private with their situations, but just you saying, hey, how you doing? Or I'm just,
Mm-hmm.
just checking in, or, just sitting back listening. I ain't want nothing, but, you want to talk, you got something to say, hey, I'm here to listen. You just
Mm-hmm.
never know how that small thing can just change somebody's whole perspective and change their whole, life around about what they, may have felt like doing. So yeah, mental health is serious, but if one person if we can change one person at a time, we can help them, guide them. Oh, well, they got to be on the ketogenic diet to, change this. Like I was talking about that earlier. That ketogenic diet has proven for people who have been like epilepsy, people who have seizures. As long as they on that diet, they never had another seizure.
Mm-hmm.
It's,
And
go ahead.
no, go ahead. You got
Oh,
it.
yeah, it has been proven to, suppress a lot of different mental health illness. And also, when you get your body back to a homeostasis state, like, clean back to the beginning, you begin to heal everything. Your mental state, your mind, your body. That's where you want to get back to, that place of peace, that place of well-being, that place of understanding, that place of, you know what, I don't have to live my life like this. I don't have to be depressed. Yeah, I'm in this house by myself. I ain't got no family. That we live in different states.
Mm-hmm.
My friends who I have, we cross the
Mm-hmm.
country, or they may have, something going on. But guess what? Let me get out. Let me go. Oh, it's a game on. Let me go to the sports bar and mingle. Oh, well, let me go to the church, have a Bible study. Let me go. Or
Or
it's the basketball game. It's different stuff where you can get yourself out and get active.
or within your four walls, come out your bedroom. Some
Mm-hmm.
people like to say, man, that bedroom, that's a place to sleep.
Mm-hmm.
Man, get up, go in your living room, sit in your chair, watch a little TV, open your blinds, open your curtains. Hey, get that ray of sunlight in, like I said. Now, as we talking through this now, like I say, y'all know we keep it real. We open them doors. A lot of people don't like to touch.
Yeah.
Now, it's a flip side of this too now.
Put your
Y'all,
music on.
yeah, y'all know we got some people that don't want to be fixed because you know what I'm saying, because being broken gets them attention. Now,
Mm.
now you have to be careful with them now, because you
Attention seekers.
you a lot of people don't like to talk about it, but it's a lot of them out there like that. Oh, I want this, I need the spotlight on me. Some babies, sometimes that spotlight ain't for you at that moment. Or if you see somebody else and attention is drawn to them, it may be a serious reason why the attention is drawn to them.
Yeah, that's when you had that sense of discernment and you say, hey, you be that friend to pull it. Hey, you know what? I understand you may be going through XYZ or maybe not. But at this point, I feel as if though is, you seeking attention. It ain't for that. So allow us to help the people who need it. Gain your attention, from that, from saying, hey, you know what? My situation was small, or you know
Mm-hmm.
what? I really ain't had a situation. I just wanted to feel a part of something.
Mm-hmm.
Be a part
And,
of change.
and sometimes when things happen that you may suspect is bad, it's actually for the good of you.
Hmm.
So you have to dust your shoulders off and get in there and say, okay, you know what? All right, okay, okay. I came up out of that. I thought it was one way, but I and it because a lot of it is you. A lot of it is self-inflicted, and you is you. Like I say, you have to navigate it. That's why it's called life. I don't think we was given a manual and say, hey, you're gonna go down this brick road and you're gonna go down here and everything you do in life is gonna be one straight path. And no,
Hmm.
it
Like somebody once told me that life is a bunch of series.
it
It's a bunch of
defines you as you walk in this path, this journey. It's all about a steady pace. Don't make it so swift where you miss it. Hey, slow and steady, and understand that you're not gonna understand everything.
right.
And don't get in that state, like I say, and just, well, I ain't coming outside no more. Don't nobody like me. Well, I don't want to be a part of this. I don't want to be a part of that.
You gotta throw away the negative thoughts. The
Because if
devil
you
play on the idle mind. So if you
if
sit in that room and that's what the devil feeding you. Oh, like you say, I don't want to go outside. I don't want to do this. I'm just gonna sleep in this room. I ain't gonna eat. I ain't gonna. No, speak life into yourself. Speak life into others. You know.
and this right here, this is your sanity. This your a lot of folks call the head. This is the dome. So you
Mhm.
got to secure what goes inside the dome and make sure them. We all have negative. We have everybody have negative thoughts like, oh, we'll instantly go there. But you got to grab on so you're not so deep in the negative condensation of your mind because you start playing tricks on yourself. You
Yeah,
start,
we just gotta feed our mind with positive stuff.
I don't
That's
like.
all.
I ain't calling Crystal. Ain't called me in 3 days. What the hell wrong with her? And it could be nothing wrong with her. She just gave a little space to say, you know what? Hey, I want to give you a little space, but we good.
Yeah. Daniel said going through a malfunction flare up right now, making me irritable. Yeah, you have a right to be. You're going through a
Mhm.
situation, but no, in the midst of that situation, it's being worked out for your good. And you have to just, in that moment, work your faith and know that God is standing in the midst for you and that everything will and shall be okay, Daniel.
Absolutely,
That's all that
absolutely.
is.
I know, like I say, I reference a lot of time we were little. Hey, you go over there and touch that stove. That stove hot. It's gonna burn you.
Hmm.
Or
Yeah.
we all get inquisitive. We want to go stick a fork in the old socket.
Yeah.
And what happens to you? You get that little 120 come back at you. And you say, oh, so you get that joke. So you just have to understand that, man. It's life is every day. Every day it's a cycle.
Hmm.
And one thing I try to do when I go to bed at night, I try to make sure my heart and mind is clear before I even lay down my head on my pillow. I'm trying to make sure my heart and my mind is good. Man, I don't go to bed with no ill will, no hatred, because your brain is a computer. So you got to say on a computer, you got a tab that say shut down, restart, or sleep.
Yes, but also too, everybody with mental health or I would say, depression, anxiety, different issues. we have to be able to give people an outlet or resource, because sometimes grief brings on depression. Some different stuff can bring on can trigger different things. So in that aspect, stuff comes in time. Like you were saying earlier, everything can be done in microwave. Take that one step at a time. Recognize it. Call it for what it is. You know what? I lost a parent 2 years ago. I lost my mom 10 years ago. So in certain periods of life, you're gonna have those moments where you're not feeling good. You're not
Mhm.
feeling more like you want to be bothered. You're not feeling. But in that instant, I always tell people, think of that person. Cause that person gonna send you good memories. Cause all your life, what you did with those people, you created memories.
Mhm.
They create memories with you, so that when they pass on,
Mhm.
whenever you think about them, guess what? If you sit in that moment, you're gonna remember the good times. You're almost gonna believe you can hear them talk to you. And it's gonna give you a sense of overwhelming peace to where, oh, you know what? Boom, let me come out of this, because they wouldn't even want this. They want, they don't want me to be like this. So
And
always when I speak to people that's, having depression from, grieving and all that situation, I always say,
and if
remember
you
remember to capture memories.
and if you sit still and you stay still long enough,
Mm-hmm.
y'all know I always talk to my elders. Those loved ones gonna come to you. Now you know certain people don't believe. My faith and your faith may be different, but I know at certain times in my life, as I walk through this life, my mom passed in '97, my grandma passed in 2003. They've come back to me in my dreams, and it's like we having a full fledged conversation.
Yeah.
So sit still. Don't don't get in that depressed state of mind. I miss. Yeah, it's natural to
Yeah.
miss your loved ones this time of year. This the holiday season. This the family. This the friends. Everybody used to go to grandma's house. A lot of big mamas and grandmas, whatever you call them, respected nanas, they're not here anymore. But you have to dwell and understand, like Chris said, those memories are still there. Because you
Mm-hmm.
have to think now, you have to think and say, well, what would they want us doing this time of year? They don't want you sitting around here being sad, moping, and understand it's the cycle of life. They've done what they were supposed to do on earth.
Right.
So now they're looking down, watching how you maneuver.
Mm-hmm.
Some people don't like. I believe in guardian angels. Some people, oh no, I can't tell you what to believe in. I can only tell you what's worked for me and what I believe in and what I truly believe, because somebody is watching down as you navigate through life, because it is moments that you've been in situations that you have to ask yourself, how did I make it out of that?
Mm-hmm.
Free mind, free your mind, cleanse your mind a little bit. And like I say, don't be macho man, don't be superwoman where you just, hey,
Yeah. Yeah. And what it said, that's good, Crystal. Focus on the memories, good or bad. Don't try to hold on to all that sorrow inside. Most definitely don't hold on. It'll kill you inside for trying to hold on to it. Just that clocking into work messes with my mental. Yeah, but what you got to do? How can you shift that narrative though?
yeah,
Clocking into work. How can you
yeah.
shift that?
I ain't gonna mess with Jazz right now. I'll mess with her later.
Yeah, and what is that? And if you don't feel like having a big celebration, do what you're comfortable doing. Don't let other guilt trip you into doing more. That's just going to stress you out more. Most definitely will
Yes,
stress
yes,
you out more.
yes.
Do what you feel like is, good enough for your well being, your coming, your peace, your happiness. If you just want to light a candle, you just want to say a prayer, you just want to be in your atmosphere, and say, man, I remember this, and I remember that. Because sometimes having those big celebrations, yeah, it can stress you out. Because one, you got to put it together. They want you to have it, but they ain't gonna be the ones getting it
You
first.
doing
You
everything.
doing all the, you doing all the work. So yeah, don't have all those big. Because sometimes that could be overwhelming. That could that, and you got to know your triggers. Know your triggers.
Oh yeah, most
And
definitely.
and once you know your triggers, know how to handle them. If you get into a space and you know it's going to trigger depression, you know it's going to trigger your anxiety, count to 10, breathe. Count backwards, breathe. You got to find a way that's going to help you to come out of that rut that you in. Like I said, mental health is it's deep. It's deep rooted in our community. But like I said, once we are able to accept help, because some people, no, I ain't gonna do that. I don't need that. They may help you, don't help me. Try it out for yourself. You never know with just sitting down talking to somebody, releasing. Because every family member, every friend, every associate may can't give you the tools that you need. And then in the process, be open. Be willing. Don't turn everything down. Don't try not to get away from the negative aspect of it and think positive. And one step at a time, one day at a time. Nothing is microwave. Nothing is going to change overnight. But when you make that conscious decision to say, you know what, I'm gonna beat this depression.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna beat this anxiety.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna have this under control. I'm gonna have that under control. So let me do my research. Google a bad mama jamma. YouTube a bad mama jamma.
It's
TikTok,
resources
because
out
they have they have this negative, messy
there.
aspect of it.
Mm-hmm.
But if you cater your pages to, what is positive, you will get a lot of great information. Like I say, follow up with my two on here. Dr. Chris Palmer. He talks about the brain, the science of it all, how it comes about. Get Dr. Sanguru. I wouldn't say he's out of, oh my god, I can't remember where this man from, but I listen to a lot of his stuff. Like I said, he talks about meditation. Deepak Chopra.
Mm-hmm.
He talks about the spiritual aspect, becoming one, knowing, being able to experience the different realms of spirituality, and knowing yourself and being one with the vibrations and all that good stuff to help you do your education. We can tell you all day, but I always say research and read for yourself, because when you read, that's a powerful thing. Nobody
Mm-hmm.
can't take it from you. It's a title for saying this non-physical neck pain and breakdown of my decompression surgery that was done when I was 4 has really affected my mental health in a big way. Yes, being having an illness, having a
Mm-hmm.
sickness, having to go through some stuff it will have you worried.
But you got to keep fighting, brother Dan. Keep fighting.
Yeah,
Hey, I understand it's a minor setback, for a major comeback, and just keep pushing. Like I
yeah.
say, a lot of times we lean on it, and
Hmm.
it's unintentional. So we have to refocus ourselves and get our head back tilted and say, you know what? I'm not gonna let whatever this is trying to stop me deter me. Because a lot of
Right.
times we let it deter us, and we'll be, oh man, I can't. Just keep pushing, brother. Keep pushing.
Yeah, it all work out for your good. I thank y'all. We coming up on this. I already came up so fast. Oh my god. But y'all could have been doing anything, but y'all keep rocking with us Wednesday after Wednesday. We greatly appreciate it. Keep on tuning in, like, share. Hopefully, this segment has brought some insight to some. Gave some education pieces to some. Helped us as we helped you all too in this segment. Keep continue to comment. Let's talk about it. Let's keep making this a discussion, because, like I say, we all can benefit from, or
Absolutely.
help somebody,
Hey,
or
and
allow somebody to help you, long as it's come from a good place. And don't be afraid to reach out to these big corporations that you work for, who has EAP programs, or don't be afraid to reach out to your doctor's office, or do your research because some states have free counseling.
Yeah, and you don't, and I know they, excuse me.
Not right now.
Excuse me, y'all. Long day, long day. Understand, hey man, I know May is identified as Mental Health Awareness Month, man, but as we see, mental health is a year round situation. Uh,
Mhm.
and if you look at, nothing against anybody else out there, but if you look at our nationality, you look at that's a black African American woman, I'm a black African American male. It's really affecting our communities at a alarming rate. Uh,
Mhm.
so just I like to tell people, man, tap in, talk to somebody, for 40 before it gets that bad. And you may not understand when it's getting bad, but pick up the phone, reach out to somebody. And I only truly and hopefully pray that that person on the other end is receptive of whatever you have to say.
Mhm. And yeah, most definitely we will be doing a part 2 on mental health, and I hope to actually have a psychiatrist on with us to to go more in depth with it and answer more questions and have those conversations that we may not be equipped to have. So I most definitely wanna do another one because, like you say, we can't talk about this enough. Yep, to God be the glory, Wiley. Jasmine, RIP Twitch, he committed suicide today for mental health. Yep, that he did. We was talking about that earlier, how he was only 40 years old. And if you look at his social media, he's dancing. Him and his
Just
wife,
yesterday.
yeah, they put dances together. They TikTok famous, and he worked in the life of Hollywood. Maybe we need to discuss that, the stresses of being a celebrity, the stresses of being under pressure, and how we could put on this mask and this facade like we okay, we got it all together, but inside we're dying. Inside we screaming for help, but
Mm-hmm.
we don't know how to receive it. We don't know how to be receptive to help because that's almost saying, we weak. I ain't strong. I'm the head of the household. I don't supposed to be,
Mm-hmm.
having these issues. But we never know. And prayers out to his wife, his kids, his family, as a whole.
Absolutely. And if you one of them people, if you like negativity, breathe that mess by yourself. Like I say, you got some people that y'all just order anything, no matter how good or just rewarding it is. Y'all always got to find something negative in it. If you one of them people, go fix yourself. Go fix yourself before you breathe that on somebody else.
Yeah, Wiley Twitch from Ellen DeGeneres show.
And I'm,
Yep.
I'm, I'm gonna get off that soapbox.
So before we get out of here, I have 3 websites. You can check for mental health. One is NAMI.org,
Mm-hmm.
NAMI.org.
Mm-hmm.
The other one is MHAnational.org, and then the other one is SAMHSA.gov. And those are like mental health websites where you can go in there, you can get information about mental health, different mental health issues. They also has hotlines as well that you can take advantage of if need be, because we never know what people are going through in life. So I just, me personally, I just, want to see everybody in a healthy state of mind. And whatever I can do personally, even if it's just, just listening or just praying for you or just speaking life into you or pouring to you in any kind of situation, I am here. You can always reach me in my inbox. You can, if you have my phone number, hit me up. I promise I don't judge, and our conversations are confidential.
Same here, same here. Y'all can reach out to your boy. I like it's a serious matter, but y'all know I'm always the light in the room. I'm gonna make you laugh. I mean, I'm gonna get that laugh out you because, like I said, I believe laughter cleanses the soul, and sometimes people just be needing that laugh, man. People been in a dark place, people been in a negative place, man. That little, just a little smile. I'm a crack a joke. You know what I'm saying? You can reach out. I got people that call me. Hey man, morning to noon to night, noon night to midnight. I'm gonna pick the phone up
Most
because
definitely. Yep.
I always feel I could be that one. I may you may be getting ready to do something bad, and hey man, let me talk to you. Hey, I'm here to listen to you.
Exactly. Exactly. Also, too, before we go, Keisha, yep, I most definitely text them for you and whomever else would like to have them. Also, if y'all could check out Doc and the Dude, Doc DOC, N as in November, D as in Delta, A as in Alpha, Dude, D as in Delta, U as in Unicorn, D as in Delta, E as in Echo. Doc and the Dude,
Do
the
do.
Dude.
Hey,
Check
and
them. They are psychiatrists. They are on all platforms, social media platforms. They are a wealth of information. They are a wealth of resources, as well. Follow them on their Instagram too, as well.
and the sermon I was talking about, ladies and gentlemen, was Bishop Joe Thudman, associate pastor at Potter's House. He blew the doors off our church last week. So if you're on YouTube, you can go to www.worldovercomerschristianchurch.com. Winter Revival, Joe Thudman, he talked about mental health. So, hey, as we close on this hour, man, like we say, it's that time of the year, man. We love y'all. We thank y'all. Y'all could have been anywhere else, but y'all tuned in with us. Like I say, we're going to talk about those conversations a lot of people talk about, but they really don't like to talk about. We're going to open them doors that we said that no one likes to open. We understand it's the holiday season. It's a time, it's supposed to be a joyous time. Let it be that. If you are out there and you're missing a loved one, you just need somebody to talk to, man. Reach out to somebody, just be a listening ear to someone, um, and love on your loved ones, because our time on this earth is short. A lot of times we take it for granted, but just take care of yourselves. We're here for you. Um, we'll probably check in next week, then take a small winter break as we get into the Christmas holiday and the New Year holiday. Um, hey, we gonna bring the heat in 2023, and just start writing down some of your thoughts and your ambitions and where you want to see yourself in 2023. Like I said, if it was negative in 22, leave it. And like I say, the sermon was stop chasing. A lot of times we chase. Stop the chase. Plant your feet solid in 2023. Hey,
So that goes to this. We might as well go on and put our next week title. So next week title is 2023 is the year to apply pressure. 2023 is the year to apply pressure.
what type of pressure? Big pressure, little pressure? What type of pressure?
Big pressure. Big pressure. If you want to start that business, if you want to go back to school, whatever you want to do, it's 2023 is the year to do it. So let's jump on here next Wednesday and let's talk about it. Let's get into it. I come with some information, some tools. If you want to start your business or whatever, I
Big,
most definitely come with those tools. And
big pressure.
yeah,
Oh,
be ready for y'all. 2023. Apply pressure. Let's get it.
I'm gonna be
Until
bobbing
next
and weaving on.
Wednesday, y'all, and we out.
Peace, love, and happiness.